There's actually a business here that has to sustain itself.
Inheriting something that you wasn't ready for.
From losing $10 million every year to selling out arenas, insane merch sales, and multi-billion-dollar deals, the WNBA was forced into a strange situation. But they're ready now, leading into what could be the biggest evolution in WNBA history in just a couple of years. It's true, the last 5 years have been league-defining for women's basketball, but 2024 changed everything. Before Caitlin Clark, the average WNBA player made less than $80,000 a year. But after just one season of Caitlin Clark, those salaries could quadruple. I'm Jerry, and this is a Clutch original on how the WNBA is really becoming a billion-dollar powerhouse. But first, we gotta look at how the WNBA got here. The WNBA was officially founded in 1996. Then just a year later was the league's first draft. And it started extremely small. There were just 8 teams divided between the Eastern and Western conferences. Since then, the league has grown and shrunk. It grew to 16 teams in 2000 and has lost 6 total teams in its history. Now in 2024, there are 12 franchises, but we'll be adding the Golden State Valkyries in 2025 and a Toronto-based team in 2026, which will arguably be the biggest year in WNBA history. But first, how does this compare to the NBA in its first 30 years? The NBA was officially founded on June 6, 1946, and after 75 years of NBA basketball, not only has the salary cap grown from $55K to $140 million, the average NBA player makes over $7.5 million per year. But its history has its similarities to the WNBA, at least in the beginning. In the NBA's first season, the league's highest paid player was Tom King on the Detroit Falcons, making $16,500 a year. And King wasn't just a player, he was also the team's public director and manager. However, the NBL's top player, George Mikan, was making $60,000 a year before merging in 1949. On the other hand, the WNBA's top contract was $50K a year in their first season. That was also in 1997. But the greatest comparison comes with the numbers we found from the NBA's 25th season, sitting right where the WNBA is now, getting major traction in 2024. For the NBA, their 25th season arrived during the 1970-71 season. And for background, Kareem Abdul-Jabbar was the MVP. Both he and Wilt Chamberlain were said to be making $250,000 a year. The average NBA salary at that time? $90K a year. Also, during the season, the NBA's revenue was just $32.3 million. So let's see how this compares to the WNBA. The WNBA is seemingly making money, but there's much more to it than just that. Revenue for the WNBA remains extremely confidential, but here's what we know. By the numbers, the highest paid player of the WNBA season in 2024, Jackie Young of the Las Vegas Aces with $252,000 a year. Also in 2023, it was said the league was losing $10 million every year, but it was also rumored the WNBA had a revenue anywhere from $180 to $200 million in the same year. This is where it gets interesting, because WNBA players only take home 10% of league revenue compared to the NBA's 50%. But there's a catch. That 10% is a part of their collective bargaining agreement, and that percentage only remains until certain thresholds are met. Those thresholds have not been announced to the public yet. So, after 2024, there's a huge likelihood this number could jump, and so could WNBA salaries by a lot. And it's all coming in 2026. But before we get to that, how did the WNBA set itself up for this major shift? In 2024, WNBA records were getting shattered. This includes the best opening month in 26 years, tripling national TV views and an 800% increase in merch sales. And not only did the Las Vegas Aces become the first team ever to completely sell out all their home games and season tickets, their game against the Fever on July 2nd, 2024 had the highest attendance in over 2 decades, with 20,366 fans, which is higher than average NBA attendance. And the Indiana Fever surpassed their 2023 home attendance record in just 5 games in 2024. Now every WNBA team is using charter flights, but it's costing the WNBA $25 million a year to do so. That is a part of an additional $50 million the WNBA is rumored to lose in 2024. But 2024 has been great to the WNBA in other ways too. And it's about to get even better. In 2024, the median salary of WNBA players is $78K. But then July came. The WNBA reached a massive deal that will start in 2026. And this huge deal? A record deal for over 11 years for $2.2 billion. This was a part of the NBA who negotiated with their 11-year, $76 billion media rights deal. The media rights revenue of the WNBA has also quadrupled from $50 million to $200 million in a year. This will at the very least triple the WNBA's media rights revenue, and this lines up with the WNBA's 2020 collective bargaining agreement. If the league or players opt out, negotiating will start again in 2025, just in time for 2026. 2026 will be historical for the WNBA. As of 2024, there are only 2 players in the entire league that are not either on a rookie contract or under contract past the 2025 season. Those 2 are Kalani Brown of the Dallas Wings and Lexi Brown of the LA Sparks. That's it, and there's a reason for that. No other veterans in the league have contracts past 2025. Just in time for the new collective bargaining agreement to be negotiated, and WNBA players are going to want their money. So 2026 will quite possibly mark insane deals for the WNBA. But the craziest part, over 100 players in the league will be free agents. So everybody's looking to get paid. These new deals will reshape the WNBA as a whole and could forever change the lives of all their players.